Oh, this is what this one sound like? Oh, great.
We up and running.
Yeah, we up and running.
All right,
We inside.
Boy. Everybody having a good time. Welcome, everybody.
Episode.
All members of the
Welcome.
all the members of the human race. This is our 25th episode.
Quarter
yeah.
the 100.
Yeah, boy.
Reach
Quarter century.
quarter century.
Gosh, boy. And it wasn't easy, but we make it. You know? Thanks to all the well-wishers of the show.
We keep meeting them, actually.
Yeah, everybody who happened to see us, we didn't even know we were celebrities.
You get our autograph signed yet?
Nah.
No. We're not on that level yet.
Yeah, we're not that big.
When is Soka come out?
Men, but hey, my wife doesn't want to listen, but
Yeah. That's
listening.
That's
Yeah.
guy.
it's like,
That brutal way.
nah, yeah. Brutal. Speaking of which, dog,
Yeah.
you want to run in with the field report one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we want to start up the show, dog. We have a lot
We'll film me in ways the field reports and all kind of report and
on
who on probation and all kind of thing I hear.
So we went out as per usual.
All right.
Saturday night. For some reason, everybody was out.
It was Mountain.
It was Mountain.
And school closed, I think.
Oh yeah, them the gremlins one.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
so the parents
Yeah.
free. The single or the baby mamas.
But now you see
It
all
was
them
out.
don't box me in that.
Yeah, the baby mamas was out. So
They come out for you.
So we out. So we out.
They've been out.
It have a subgroup of women that always done the baby mamas, and I'm going to talk about them
A
tonight.
subgroup.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Free up.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can elaborate on this.
The stud lesbians are always done the baby mamas.
Wait. Sorry.
Stud lesbians are always done baby mamas. It's official.
Explain. Is that interesting?
Stud lesbians, and I'm realizing because we see it last night. We linemen after we went the usual spot, wherever, and
Right.
see big altercation on the freaking what's it called
Avenue.
on the
Yeah,
avenue.
on the
Big
avenue.
altercation on the avenue. Car stop in the middle, holding up traffic. This girl is walking up to a group of 5 guys,
And these were some burlesque guys.
some husky
Yeah.
individuals,
Wow.
Yeah.
and she is not husky, and looking to start fight with them, whatever the reason is.
All right.
The one guy in the car is the only man, the only person with sense, 'cause I don't want to call sex into it just yet.
All right.
Pulling up or pulling him or her or whatever
Trying
she
to
identified.
pacify.
Yeah, like, yo,
Yeah.
this man, you know why he was pulling her back? Because when they're looking to fight the team, they're fighting him, they just shut up, push out the way, and beat you up
and
now.
you get licks.
Easy
Yeah.
with the threat. Really.
So he's just like, yo, let me go. This girl comes back into the car and chases them down on the avenue.
Done.
Like it looked like it was going to be something.
But she make like about a 12-point turn.
Yeah, on the avenue, hold up traffic. So I don't know
just
what's the
see-
situation, but still, stud lesbian. So she, because we give them the kind of, I guess, respect of, okay, we're not going to fight on your lifestyle.
All right.
So you can like girls, whatever. So now instantly you think you're a guy and want to chest bump our next man, like you can fight him now.
Yeah.
So at least the baby mother's not accountable, whatever. At least they still identifying as woman and they're like, well, when you see when a girl like a girl and she thinks she's the man, they just want to fight the men. And like fight the men like these men. Not realizing that men would like hold back
Yeah. The biology wouldn't.
physiology.
Physiology, everything wouldn't work in
Nah,
their
but
favor.
dog, that is actually turn it. You see, it's getting real out of timing when you actually take out where you had to take out on the butch or the stud.
Yeah.
And then she playing that feminine role now. By
Yeah. No, well, once the last charge enough, the will turn back.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Once
don't
the
have to hit
last-
face. You just have to hit chest. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
game
yeah,
over.
yeah.
That's like getting hit in your nuts apparently. Fag you.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
I hear
yeah.
so too.
If you had sisters, so you know they reach that
Yeah.
age when they start to develop breasts, your parents will be like, don't hit them. Yeah, don't hit them in the breast.
Yeah.
Get cancer.
Meanwhile, your sister beating the shit out of you until
Yeah,
you would
boy.
all karate, crystal and shit.
Pull up yourself first. Dog.
Yeah. So we leave there because
It was too much.
I get fed up by the way.
you see I fed up by lamb. It's like,
I
yo.
get fed up. But hey, we Trinidadians just do too much by the.
Yeah. So,
I mean-
so I wanted lime still because we do all kind of things like a free lighter from a brand of cigarettes, which I will not call because they don't sponsor
Nah,
us.
they don't sponsor you, so forget that.
So for a free lighter, we buy a pack of cigarettes. Neither of us smoke.
All right.
So
Okay.
no, it's a free. It was the lighter.
it was like $25.
It was like a
or
cool
something.
looking lighter.
like
right?
I thought it
bad,
have
though.
no fire in it now. It's like
It's a Bluetooth lighter.
A Bluetooth lighter.
Oh, well, I didn't even know
And
that
then,
part.
and then it's just like a coil. You
Yeah.
press it.
Let's press it and it heat it up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Interesting.
one of them penitentiary lighters. Don't ask my one though. I just
You think that's really the thing behind it? Like
That's the
they're trying
science
to
behind
they're trying to push jail culture in a regular.
they push it.
Wow.
That's a penitentiary lighter.
But I mean, it would be a profitable venture when you look at it. You know.
So I ever tell you about the man named Science.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give some backstory on this guy named Science. The man is a piper, like Franco man.
Everybody had a piper.
He's the most intelligent piper I've ever met in my life.
Right. I think
So
I
you
remember
sure,
you
man?
hitting man. I think I remember that guy.
Yeah. So Science is a man who showed me how to create a lighter with 2 batteries now, right?
Right.
And a little clothespin. The steel from the clothespin.
Right.
It's not steel, it's called wire, right? The wire from the clothespin. And you use a playing card. You make a little box,
Right.
a little conduit for the batteries. You put the 2 AA batteries in it, close it over, put the 2 poles,
And you loop the poles.
and you loop the poles out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, you don't understand.
Yeah,
the science behind it,
because you're touching 2 poles together is
And you
similar
see-
to like a spark. No?
You had to make a coil so that the center will be rigid enough.
Yeah.
And the thing light up. And that's how he teach me how to make a MacGyver lighter.
And well, anyway,
Yeah.
big off to you, science.
Because of science, well,
So
see that.
I had a pack of cigarettes and I don't smoke. So I try to
Right.
figure out what I'm going to do with that pack of cigarettes. I call one of my dogs,
Right.
who I know that be lineman is like 2:00 in the morning. He that
Right.
be lineman. So I call him, it's like, yo, you're a pack of cigarettes. I don't smoke that brand, but whatever, come.
Right.
Reach to the bar now. And I call in the location. Come outside. He was going to come back. Like I think he went for food or something. So he was going to
Right.
come back. It's a lesbian and I give fella on the tape. I'm not trying to be homophobic.
Yeah.
I sit down there, and like I sit down next to the lesbian because my a friend I know from secondary school and his girlfriend was there. So they come on the same table, all of you was just on one table.
Right.
So my shoulder bounce her shoulder. Not shoulder, my elbow bounce her elbow. And then she's like, oh, no. I just try and have witty banter with the girl or whatever.
Right.
So she tell her, what she tell her? Nah, well, it's not sorry, but if my elbow touch her, I was like, nah, your elbow could touch me, it's okay. It's not like you get elbow transmitted disease or something like that. We good. Like EBD, what is that? ETD or something like that. Because I was slightly drunk. Yeah? So when I drunk, I just be like talking. Freaking.
Gosh. Yeah.
The girl, like, take it up on herself and try to go back and forth with, but I just it don't ever work out for somebody that does that. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you this.
All right.
If you try to insult, but I like nothing better than to play the dozens. I like playing the dozens so much. Even if you get a good one on me, I just laugh. If it's
Right,
like, yo,
right.
that is clever. I like that.
You're fair. You're a fair guy.
I love the sport so
Right,
much.
right.
I love the sport
It's a good
so
sport.
much.
But that's not a low IQ sport, brother. You have to
So
be
she
careful with that sport.
getting hype. She getting like, but the girl is short, kind of stumpy. She stud lesbian. So
Right. Yeah.
So she jumping out.
Can we for the purpose of this episode call them? Don't say stud lesbians. The song's harsh.
You want to say dyke instead?
Prepubescent boys.
Prepubescent boys.
Right?
Because
Wait, what?
she like a stud lesbian, like a prepubescent boy. And
Yeah,
it's the
well,
same thing.
look at either one. Prepubescent youth man.
Prepubescent.
Yeah.
Like a secondary school boy.
Okay. Understand.
And a dyke. They look the same.
The same kind of kit, everything.
They look like little boys.
I didn't think about it like that, but coming to think of it, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It's a warped reality.
That's strange, yeah.
So-
they're interesting to study though, because
Yeah,
I saw something recently, like real recently, where they say if 2 lesbians go on a date,
Right.
who pays the bill? Right?
I
Because
was-
it have no man to pay the bill now. So it's like they'll just sit down and just watch each other. And then I come to the conclusion that probably the one with shorter hair might pay.
The one with the more
Or-
masculine
but
energy.
more, right.
The
The one who were in the Air Force, right?
The one who was the checker. The one who was the checkered shirt.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Or the black
black
t-shirt.
shirt,
Or the
yeah,
black
some-
t-shirt.
Lumberjack business shirt.
Whoever is wearing the darker of the clothing pays the bill.
No judgment. No
we
judgment.
kick it on.
Yeah, we kick it.
So right, this is the kind of thing I said.
Right.
So like because like you got me, I was like, he's my whatever. And I was like, yo, that was a good one. I cool. I like none better than that. I like none better than that. So she and me going, yeah, what a girl. And I was like, oh, I know where this going.
Oh,
It gonna go to Yegi.
Right.
So I reached into the so then I was just like, well, nah, never. I don't want no girl. And then my man was like, hey, your religion.
Right.
My partner, true, but the boss is like, oh, your religion can make you have sex. or have a wife. I watch this man like, this is what you doing. I'll get your ass after. Pause.
So we had some gasoline there.
Yeah, you throw some
Jeez,
gasoline.
boy.
So she said, "Wow, what kind of religions are? Thing as a Jew, whatever."
Yeah.
So she go in. So well, you don't have sex, you do a thing. So nah, something wrong with you. I say, well, I smile because I was like, you're gonna get the cough now. Well, technically, you don't have sex either. Hey, in all fairness, no, she say. So she say, no, well, you
I wasn't serious.
no, well, I have sex.
It might be a fact.
Well, so you think I just
When
be
you
saying-
really look at it biologically, that is a fact.
I say, well, you just be. She say, well, you think I just be saying, nice. We probably doing better than you. I say,
Yeah, we're
you
gonna
keep
get cancelled for sure.
you
But let's run.
you keep telling yourself that, ma'am. You keep telling yourself that. I mean, because I was telling her, I told her lesbians real lame now. And I say lesbians real lame because a girl already lame. So imagine having two girls in the fucking situation. There's lame. So we go.
I think we need some lesbians here to
Bazie, you know, like most of the girls I lying with is lesbians. 90% of the girls I lying with are lesbians. I can say
we
that.
need them to come and say the piece to the
Yeah,
public.
boy.
Because-
Yeah, boy. Yeah,
And these is conversations I was like, what a bitch is lame. Because and I explain why. Because majority of their relationships is have violence involved between them. And the male, your regular straight friend or your gay male friend is be the one to like, yo, all the bitches need to calm down.
Yeah. I never understood that, you know. Like, why is domestic violence so much higher? Like, what is the psychology behind
in the lesbian.
yes, like it's alarmingly high when you look at the numbers. Like, so I want to know, like, what is the psychology behind that phenomenon?
Of violence.
Well, I am not David Boss, or any evolutionary psychologist. But what I would say is that when a man and a woman linking,
Right.
is usually have somebody who in a position of dominance,
Right.
meaning that there's masculine energy, feminine energy.
Right.
Right? When you end up with two women now, you really can't pretend to be a man. You
Right.
either be a
Right.
man or not be a man. So a woman will submit or somebody will submit to more dominant energy.
Right.
The issue here is start with them starting off as equals.
Oh, so it's more like the competing for the
So you can't tell me what to do because I never done something.
Right.
You understand? And that's where it's end up turning into the whole she can't tell me what to do and she can't tell me what to do. And it's a equality thing that has been going on there. Like you and your sibling versus you and your mother.
Yeah.
So
Boy,
that's the sad part about it. And to be honest, we as three men saying on this podcast talking here, people going and be thinking, but the lesbians that is.
Yeah.
They're gonna be thinking that we're not trying to understand where they
coming from. Yeah.
But
Be like we just talking. But you see, we still observing things, right?
Yeah,
From the
it's
outside.
realities.
We like I have seen this happen. Like I've seen it happen. I've watched, read all the studies. Because these things is very interesting to me. I actually read like the psychology behind human behaviors.
Yeah.
And gender studies. Now I used to shit on people who does study gender studies back in the days. Yeah. But as I get older and as I realize, I say, wait, gender studies is actually a very important
valuable point.
Yeah.
So it's just a waste of time degree.
It's a waste of time degree.
But hear them out.
But it's interesting studies in terms of don't do it as a degree, do it as a certificate or something.
The problem with that is it have a lot of stupid people doing these degrees though.
Fair argument.
Right? These kind of nuanced topics, not for stupid people.
Fair
Philosophy, politics. These things are not for stupid.
Yeah, that's actually for the most intelligent.
Yeah, you're supposed to be one of the most
That's-
intelligent people to become a philosopher.
I think he was already doing everything else like mathematics. Mostly philosophers was mathematicians.
Yeah.
These guys, they was
That's
already.
true.
And then there was just like, you know what?
Yeah,
This is my
yeah.
take on life.
You had to
Yeah,
prove
boy.
that you're that intelligent, but to just
Yeah,
come
boy.
out of the streets and go and do agenda studies, you're like,
Yeah.
you're lost.
So
That makes sense.
So after I tell her that,
Right.
the gay man realized, okay, she wanna probably start fight. So he being a male in this situation, is like,
Right.
hey, let me go. And I just, I know I in your brain now, so now I just gonna have my way with you now.
Poor thing.
So I say, hey, bye lesbian girl. And this is the part I say, she on shit. She says, well, bye gay fella, because you're gay. And I was like, how is, okay, think about it. She's a homosexual female, right? She's a homosexual female insulting me for being potentially homosexual. You understand this shit?
Yeah. It's like
You would think that they would be more, if okay, let me say I was gay.
yeah.
You would come and say, well, you understand what I'm saying? You would be in
I get
support. You get what I'm saying? You insulting me like being gay is a bad thing, but you gay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, is that like,
No, don't understand it, but you understand it. Read into it, dog. What she basically saying
She hates men?
is that she hates herself.
Oh, is either she
Yeah,
hates
yeah,
men
yeah.
or she hates
Think
men.
Or she probably hates men. Yeah, it's true.
Well, it had to have some man that she
I'm
hated
not-
to
I'm
push
not-
her.
No, but
And on top of that, she was
uh,
liming. She was liming with a gay guy.
Yeah.
So what you say about him?
Nah, that's an unscrupulous thing to say. Though.
That's
okay.
a contradiction. It's a
That's
contradiction.
I was just like, how you could insult? That's kind of like insulting your whole. Because calling me gay in an insulting way, like you gay, is like insulting you and the whole movement.
Yeah.
You can't say anything else. Tell me I'm a dick small or whatever. I'll be like, okay, cool, whatever.
Right.
And then
True.
No, but the interesting thing about that, you see it in other parts of society as well.
Yeah.
You see it in the sense where, for example, woman against other women, right?
Right.
When they, women like to sexually empower each other.
Yeah, the
Say,
liberation.
you go after the bag, you go and you sleep around, use a liberal woman,
Yeah,
so. When they are insulting each other, what is the first word that does call each
Is
other?
a hoe.
Is a slut.
yeah, bitch.
It's a
Yeah.
slut thing. So it goes to show at the very fundamental emotional level that they know that these things are the scum of society now, boy.
Of course, morality
because
is,
Yeah. So they know. You understand?
if she for her to say that and all of that. Because first and foremost, she was hungry and that's why she moving angry. And then anytime a girl tell me she angry, I was like, well, you could only be angry with me if I tracking you. If I ain't tracking you, then I don't really care because it does not apply to me. You could be angry with whoever you want to be angry with. I ain't tracking you. So I don't care.
Yeah.
I only invested in my sexual interest in it. So like you vex, I'll be like, what's wrong? If you vex, it's like if you vex, you're a random man and you vex, I'll be like, so what's wrong, bro? You all right?
yeah, no interest in this.
You okay?
Yeah.
You
know
have
about dog in this
a
fight.
hard day?
Yeah,
Is if I want to have sex with you?
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Like it'd be quite 100 here. So she leaves. So vex, you leave your phone, everything on the table.
Right.
And I had to call back the gay guy and I was like, yo, tell she stop drinking. And then she leave. We sit down at that table now. And this is when my life was on the line. Some guy pulls up with a car. It's like, yo, well, let's see Ziggy. I don't know a Ziggy.
Okay.
I was like, no. So he drives off. Come back around. All they know where Ziggy is. So I was like, well, as you can see, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's me, a guy, his girlfriend
Right.
at our bar. Nobody else is there. I was like, as you can see, nobody else here. I don't even know a Ziggy now.
All right.
I was like, okay. But when you see Ziggy, tell him I'm going to kill him. And I'm going to kill him for fucking my wife. And then he just drives off. And I was like, what? Wow.
It is East-West corridor.
it's wild.
East-West corridor.
Wild.
Should have done an East-West corridor.
No, but, so then my partner now turned to me. Maurice turned to me. I was just like, well, I mean, if you're looking to kill somebody, you should be killing their wife. Because at least you know where she is.
We.
So
Wow.
we was cracking up on that. But no.
Poor fella.
No, but anyway, I don't want to say, but any wife is the problem in that situation.
Yes.
No? Like
Always.
She's
yeah,
the one
it's
who
like
break the contract.
yeah. So it's like you're not bullying he like. So at the end of the day, you're supposed to be thanking that guy. You're supposed to be like you're supposed to buy a beer for that guy because that guy show you the kind of person your girl or your wife
Indeed.
is. So
We come
I
to
just
that.
never understand that. Like bro, like for women, even in women in particular, you fighting an ex
for that
girl
man.
for the man.
Fight the man.
Fight the man.
Yeah, nah.
You know?
I think the issue here does really stem from we lost the children first, right?
Fair argument.
We lost the children. From the primary level,
Yeah.
we don't really institute that biological ordinance where people understand the biological differences.
That's
so
true.
by the time a man grew up, he really doesn't understand masculinity now. Right? So with our lack thereof or the lack of understanding of masculinity, we just start to
It started to get too fluid.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
Anything is anything.
especially men who grew up in matriarchal households
Yeah,
and
boy,
things,
yeah,
you know, it's like
Even, the line's even more blurred.
blurred,
Yeah.
you know, and we can't really blame them because, you know, children are really asked to be in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
But the responsibility does have to start from a real political level,
Yeah.
where from a political level, you're mandating that
Yeah.
gender be something that's institutionalized and people understand the inherent differences between the two
With
genders.
And as you bring up on a political level, it should also stem to marriage as well.
Always.
Like I was having this discussion with a friend where they should have something called Matrimonial Benefits Act,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
They should pass that in Parliament where it would incentivize marriages now.
Right.
You understand? So after 10 years, you get like a kind of like a tax rebate or some kind of thing. So it will bring
That's an
back.
excellent idea.
Yeah, so it will bring back, and it sounds nice, the Matrimonial Benefits Act.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it sounds good. Yeah.
Somebody, the planter.
Yeah, the planter bug.
What the hell is this, boy?
And you see, soon as we talk about developmental
As
ideas,
I started talk
We
about
talk about,
things-
we talk about the downfall of the feminist movement now.
Yeah, but that's an excellent idea. because
yeah, I think it's a good idea.
we
Oh, make
really
him
backward
marry.
because when a man looking to fight our next man for his woman, there's something inherently wrong there. First and foremost, number one,
Especially if the woman if the woman instigates or
we not-
condones the
We're
behavior.
not talking about fighting here, You said you want to
to
end
kill.
the man life. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
boy.
we left as soon as I don't know if the man have a gun.
Like
So,
sure.
all right. So I have a question, right? This one coming out from just basically listening to men, how men is approach and say, well, my girl, or we listen to this and this.
Right.
If you are a man in a relationship, right? Is it that you are now a slave to this relationship in order to maintain it?
Because we saw a lot of men who were in relationships where we was last
Them
night.
fellas and them looking
And they
like,
look like the soldiers or they just like
They're just existing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they're just
Yeah.
floating.
because you realize, and this one was shocking. Because Baron was where we was at.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Hey,
So
Baron
good.
knows by me too.
Baron
he
making
probably
it
he
wrongs,
making
but-
real stops. Yeah, he making real stops.
All right, grandfather, hold
So,
on.
you know, but-
myself.
The man went by young brother before.
Ooh.
And then
For old man, you're real energy,
yeah,
you know.
you really are
So
real
in my
thing,
mind,
boy.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
when you watch the front,
Right.
is have men in the front watching Baron or it's just chicks? Which means Baron still have groupies.
Yeah, he does have
No, but
groupies.
the groupies is be old women who married. It's be like
You
it's
might
be,
have a point.
No,
yeah.
that's my thing, man.
We
So
observed
I think
that
about
last
it.
night.
You there with your wife, you dance with your wife, cool. Yeah, enjoying yourself, in quotations. Baron, come on now. She's like, hold on.
Soca man, yeah.
Take your phone. It's like, well, I got a picture with Baron. I was like, yo, Baron singing the same song for the last 30 years.
How much
You-
pictures you get with Baron already?
like every Christmas, so good. Well, but nah, at some level, like this kind of is border on what you're doing.
Infatuation.
Yeah,
Nah, load them.
Loud
guys.
them why? So let me ask you something.
Load them.
Do they allow you? Let me see. Who's the chick like that for men, boy? That was like transcending time.
Who's the
now.
wettest
Boy.
soca
I was
chick
like,
right now?
oh, you mean soca? I thought you mean
Well,
like globally.
No, anybody.
Yeah,
that a man will be like, oh my
J-Lo,
god.
back in the,
No,
J-Lo back in
but
the
so
days.
your
Well,
girl,
not now.
your girl or whatever would allow you to be like, oh look, that's Julia, and she
Every year.
Well, she better.
every year, but every year
know that ain't
for,
happening, though.
for 30 years,
Them girl and I'm not playing that.
for 30 years.
Nah, them, I don't know, boy.
But yeah,
Guys
so
are-
these husbands looking like They
Soulless
just get-
vessels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my question was though, being in a marriage in this society though, is it something that force
Drain?
men to actually submit to maintain a relationship?
I think so, because there's a very famous Caribbean saying where they say marriages does work when you just answer, yes, ma'am. Only ever hear that saying?
Nah, I don't
Only
happy-
never
I don't
hear that
happy
saying,
wife-
right?
I
It's
happy
to-
wife,
it's to
happy
that
life.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always be like, there's always ask these old couples, what is the secret to thing? And the husband does always answer, boy, just say yes, ma'am. And that is it. Just say yes, ma'am.
So he has given up just.
Yeah, no, but as I tell you, this is something I've been hearing since I was small. That it does always be like a big joke now, but you see, in every joke, it does always have some.
And then the
Serious.
older,
Say
you
it
realize
now.
older men way more quiet than women. Old women, in the middle of the bullshit, because I mean, all of we, I know, like you had a nuclear family, good for you. When you have a
Yeah, when you grow up in
a
that
matricentric thing,
matriarchal,
yeah.
It's be
Different.
brutal by the
And
way.
all the men
Yeah,
just
man.
relegated to a corner and them talking about sports and shit. And
Right.
I was a youth man, so I was like, so how come I have a voice and I talking reckless? 'Cause a youth man, I talking very reckless.
Right.
And them
Right.
just like, oh, no, don't say that.
You
Don't
know-
say that kind of thing.
You know, it's
Like scared.
You know, is he fuck up, dog? These women who take Panadol for their grandmother and mother headache.
Keep in mind, this was supposedly the generation where women was getting abused.
Yes, all right. So here, I'm going right
And
down
the
that
men
road.
quiet.
I'm going
Just
right
think
down
about
that
that.
road, right? These modern women taking Panadol for the grandmother and mother headache. and saying how she was being abused, so she not gonna accept none from that man. These very sad women spin back around now and be like, where all the masculine men going? Men like my grandfather and thing who used to just shut up in silence and take the pain. Now men too sassy.
And by sassy, you mean it's like, well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No, it could also mean that those men back in those days was more stoic, huh?
All right. So
Okay.
they want more stoic men. But here what the problem is now, when you ask them what masculine mean to you,
Right.
it is always turned out to be masculine in a way they want a man to be masculine, not what the true meaning of masculine is.
Right.
So they want you to conform to their idea of masculinity.
Right.
And
I
that's
understand.
to me what the feminists does ask for.
Yeah.
They're asking for you to conform to their ideology
Yeah.
of what masculinity should become.
Yeah.
And they
That is like
totally-
fourth generation feminism.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
The fourth
totally
iteration
ignoring,
is real garbage.
Yeah, boy.
ignoring the fact that, hey, if you had to be a masculine, you could only be what you are.
Yeah.
You know? So telling me now that I had to accept a woman who can't punch as hard as me in a fight, supposed to be equal to me when I am the one who want to stand up and take the blows.
No, especially when, and she's the one who is most likely, that's why I bring up the stud lesbian thing. Them
Yeah.
is the ones who starting rap, and
Yeah.
you have to win that fight for, and it's like, so the moral of the
Yeah.
story is, let your lesbian friend get she ass cut.
Yeah,
As soon as she start, rest rock back, let she
Big
get
man,
watch.
big man, I not in that.
No,
but
no, not
she's-
even big man. When she turn around to get the team, yeah, and we on the court, like 10 gyros. Where was
I was
Gil?
going.
Where was Gil?
Because notice something. Only when people were holding her back is when she was anting up.
No, but I'm talking about real.
Potong behavior.
Yeah.
No, but if you see the girl dry,
I thought she was going to pull out a knife as a cell phone. She pulled out from the pocket.
no,
And
I
she was
know,
like,
but I saying that.
trajectory going on.
Think about it.
Right.
No man, honestly, when we seen fights and stuff, after a while, yes, how like go to the garden and you realize
Yeah.
we gonna fight on it.
Yeah, you
If
had to
you've
let
been
them
in
go.
a couple scraps, it's like let him go.
You hold, let me anting up. You say, you know what? Let go the man dog. Let me, yeah.
And if you run in, it's like we might have to be in one, but we might have to be in one. But most of the times, what's happened?
They ain't gonna run in, they go pipe down.
It's like,
Always.
Yeah.
nah, you know, I'm back on.
Yeah.
But
All of a
it's
sudden,
like,
you
let
hold
me
my back
free.
now, boy.
See it by my shoulder.
feeling light. Feeling light.
Right, but that happened last night and we actually saw that she wasn't going to fight nobody though. She just on
No, and the men was
Grandchild
and the men was
Gallery
laughing,
Annie
but
boy.
I realized they was marking the fella. It wasn't
Yeah,
okay.
it was going to touch up.
Yeah. He
somewhere,
was gonna
man.
get. He was gonna get.
So the man was going to get because it's some Creoles boy.
But no, I tell you, we had a bridge who get hospitalized for that.
So the man was going
Offer
and
same
get touched
girl,
up,
seeing the
yeah.
girl bounce the car, and he buy the fight. Narrating it was a one-on-one and realizing it was a one-on-manys.
Yeah.
Because when
One-on-one.
he slapped the first guy, that's when like you have a flagrant about 05.
Yeah.
When you in a hood area and you just happen to just push one of the gang members and you start to see blips on the radar. That's what happened to you. Hospitalized.
Nah, but that it really contrary, dog, and we live in a contrarian society, right? Because right now they're telling you they want A and B to mean the same thing at the same time, all at once.
So book of the month is called book of the month I read it is 1984. You ever read 1984?
Good by George Oswell.
Orwell.
Orwell.
You ever read 1984?
I watch a movie.
I'm glad you watched the movie
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this isn't it.
Yeah,
You know what this
boy.
is?
Yeah, that is like
Kamala do so.
Oh Lord.
Ooh, I didn't really think about that one.
I was nobody else talk about it. I was the first person who talk. Yeah.
I didn't really think about that.
So,
So
but
the journey connection.
they
yeah,
call
but-
it phenomena where you just talk about double speak.
Double speak.
Where you have to believe two different contrarian things at the same time, and it had to make sense in your head. But they're not going to tell you how it's going to make
How
sense
the
in your head.
hell that making sense?
Yeah,
So you had to be a man, but also you had to be submissive to me.
yeah.
All in one.
Yeah.
This is 1984.
And that's what going on in the society now,
Yeah,
though,
yeah. It's
because
1984 taking place right now.
we watching big men, dog, like
Yeah.
big men literally taking the balls and handing it over.
Yeah, boy.
And then with all the balls, they being expected to have balls now
Yeah.
And stand up for yourself.
and stand up for
Yeah,
themselves.
boy.
So,
So how could we address this problem?
but as I say, you got to go back to the youths.
Yeah. Well, we know it's a generational fix,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it can be done.
Remember you always say, Sims, we are talking about this, Sims and promiscuous women. However, I believe the promiscuous women have been here since the dawn of time. Because prostitution, correct me if I'm wrong, prostitution has been around forever.
It's the oldest profession.
Right? So for some reason, no matter where you go, that's a thing.
Right.
So I think we might have to legalize that in order to get rid of the Sims.
Oh, that's a radical.
And then
take,
that's what I'm saying. A
No, that's
subclass,
very interesting.
a subclass of women now, considering the religious background I have.
Right.
Why talking about outside it? Okay, give me a good reason why, outside of any religious background, why prostitution should not be legal.
outside of religion.
Outside of religion.
Think about it.
Good question.
Was that excellent question?
I can honestly. give an
Because
answer for it.
the only reason, because God say don't do it, or the Bible they shouldn't do this, or the Quran or whatever.
Right.
But then in them same countries that the religion prevalent, that prostitution there, and it's been around forever. Is always known as an indiscreet thing. So you're going and hiding and doing it.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it had men who was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Samson being one, Jacob being not Jacob, Judah, Jacob's son being one,
Right.
and you're going around and doing all these indiscreet things.
The men steamy boy.
No, they were-
Some hot fellas
Samson used to
talking
go in the
about it.
night and look. I was looking for hoes. I was in.
So
if
then
you
that
read-
was
No,
out.
that man
no,
different
no,
boy.
but it had points where he was
Where he was a
venturing
man
in-
looking fit.
looking fit.
Ooh, easy.
Mr. Long Locks, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, I
Sean
mean,
Samson.
Solomon was looking for it too.
No, well,
Well-
at least that was concubines and wives.
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
take
so-
that. But I
right,
don't want
right,
we talking about actual prostitutes, Samson. That's it. That's
So in the Bible, Samson is a man was looking
on
for
who's.
the Bennies on them.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
But
one of
is he
them.
strong
The
man?
Phil-
It
the
is
Phil-
a-
the
he was a
Philistines.
strong man,
The
right?
Philistines.
The Philistines. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
with that now, you legalize it. But then, the government had to get a cut. Oh, who's our version of Uncle Sam? Uncle Dan Raj.
Uncle
Uncle Imbut.
Yeah, no, Uncle Sukraj.
Uncle Sukraj had to get a
Alright.
cut. So
Yeah, the guy.
instead of you paying not double palm, villa or whatever, the $100,
Yeah.
you had to get the government that 100 back.
So the government is the pimp.
The government pimping you
boy.
out, which means, so all the promiscuous women, you are now entitled for your prostitution fund. In terms of, go, take your man wherever, but don't expect no relationship.
So are we saying is NIS for hoes?
No,
Dog.
no, don't
PAYE.
No, listen what I'm saying. Don't expect
Again.
Don't expect to go on no dates and thing. You are not allotted. That's not your allotment in life. What your
Right,
allotment
right,
is the whole route.
Okay. So
But
come like
they-
it's a soldier. So
if
belong to the government now.
So the man, this is going to sound radical. So the man has to pay you though, because if he pays like Europe.
Right. Yeah.
So don't expect no date. It's no 200 date and carry out of restaurant. We can't think that's not for you.
Right.
You want to be down that route? Okay, let me do half-assed. Let me fully embrace. Yahoo. Come on, let me give the ball.
Right.
Transactional. But as for the women who on that, the regular women now, you get your wife, or husband, or whatever.
Or you propose that we regulate that. How we go and start up?
What they do in Canada with the alcohol.
Legalize.
So you can only buy alcohol in Canada from an ILCBO or a bar. So it's like a literal center where you can get any alcohol you want.
Right.
They don't sell it in supermarkets. It has to be in one of these places.
Okay.
So you could only get prostitutes in one of these government regulated places.
All right. So like a red light district kind of thing then.
Strictly.
Right.
And they in tax like a third of the income. You know
But
what?
you know what's my problem with that, dog? All right. You know STDs is a real thing.
Well, same thing in Holland. You had a test
you have to
regularly.
use, and you had to
But
use
not just that. Yeah, but
protection as well.
yeah, there's no. So let me see one of the workers end up coming down with some non-curable disease.
Damn.
And of course they get tested and they get catch. They're on the outskirts now. What they going to fall back on? Is it that she going to really run a black market sexy?
No, well, that's illegal. So jail. You can't do that because it's
yeah.
illegal for a girl to willingly know she has AIDS and has sex anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Yeah.
So
because
let's consider that like
Yeah.
murder or something like
it's
that.
something you
That
could-
would
you
be
could
equivalent to like a
prosecuted.
soldier getting a break foot.
Yeah.
You understand? Like it's like you wouldn't really
He
be able
unfit
to,
for duty.
Yeah, you're unfit
But
for
at the
duty
same-
now.
look
She
what's
got
happened-
severance and she
No,
just
but no. Because look what's happened to the soldiers after them come back from over there one hand and thing.
Yeah.
The government don't care, so why we gotta care about the hoes for?
wow.
That's the equivalent.
Dog.
If you want to make it equal,
Dog,
Look, we will call them veterans.
vets,
Dog.
you have vet.
Yeah, he's a vet.
No, but if they,
You're serving the country.
no, because then that will get rid of the
Thank you for your
sense.
service, ma'am.
Yeah.
Because you remember we read the thing with the guy, $66,000 for the for the
what's she name?
OnlyFans model,
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
66,000 US. That man, if he was Trinidadian, multiply that, right? But say we say 66,000, he end up spending 100,000. 33,000 of that dollars was going back to the government to help your roads and your taxes. 66, and this is in one instance, 66,000 now. What are we going in she pocket? So she can never be complaining about money.
Right.
You're getting money. But we not half is I don't want to see a cat. I want to feel how the insiders feel. Give the man what you really want.
Right.
It have no relationship. That is what he have upon.
Right.
and let's make a subclass of women, just like it had the subclass of the baby, a subclass of regular women, put them, and we could call them something nice. Escorts if you want. We could call them whatever. Just to call them hoes. You're not allowed to abuse them.
Right.
You're not allowed to do all these kind of malicious things men we want to do on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
And yeah, tell me the negative.
Only in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, that'd be free.
Yeah. No, like, I don't see any negatives with it, but the point I'm making is the other gender wouldn't take it too lightly because what it seems to them is like a demeaning woman now. Like,
How we demean
no. I'm not saying we demeaning woman at all. I'm just saying there's a reaction, a visceral reaction that is get when you try to put logic into a chaotic space.
I had to ask the question.
True.
I had to ask the question. It ever had a girl like that for some reason? She used to charge like $1. You can see if she's scared.
Lord.
Like that kind of thing. It ever had. Remember that little girl who used to. I remember in all situations you ask a man a story. It's like, oh yeah, Lilith or whatever she name was. You pay her 25 cents to get to see if she's scared or whatever. What is that? At a young age, she understood that, and for some reason, she used to get treated better than all the other girls.
Right.
I don't remember a story that men beating up the girl or doing us.
Nah, man. Cause you don't want to bust up the scene. You want to continue to see.
So imagine how if you legalize that, how you gonna treat them now? Look how men treating hoes now.
I hear a man tell me, well, there are people as well. A man say, no, these are people too, so we have to treat them with respect. You know?
I think as a situation like that is just to educate the population. To educate them and to let them know that this is a job like any other job. It has its hazards. It have like any other job. It have hazards. It have, it should have benefits. It's good to educate the population about these kind of jobs.
If that was the case, because plenty men feel bad and negative to go to these places because it's like, we use prostitute. It's a stigma.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the government's like, bro, we don't care. Just enjoy yourself. Don't hurt the girl. Because we will put you in jail for that.
Yeah.
Before that bill passed in Parliament, dog, the opposition gonna have so much fight.
No, what you see, you see in feminism. Feminism supposed to be pro-sex work.
Yeah, they're supposed to be for that.
So Rowley will be against it.
So you had to use the system against itself, you know.
And I think it will pass. But
Yeah,
it will pass
I think
UNC government.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think
It's possible, but it's being Trinidad, dog.
Nah, I think it's possible.
I try
But
to
All I
figure out how you
want to
gonna
know,
rocket on that.
I want to know from you two goodly gentlemen is when has anything cutting edge, innovative, when last something innovative, cutting edge, and new way of thinking ever come out of Trinidad? What's the last thing?
The steel pan.
yeah, boy.
What's the last thing?
No, after the steel pan,
We don't have a culture innovation, though. We have a culture of fearful thinkers.
No, because of there's no incentive, especially in the public sector, there's no incentive for public servants and anything to do more or go above and beyond. You know why? Because you're not being compensated for it.
Yeah.
You understand? So as I say, I've worked in the private sector, I've worked in the public sector. Private sector, there's a lot more incentive for you to be a more innovative person. There are prizes, there are all these things. When the government work, you just show up for 8 o'clock, leave 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is actually...
You show up one time?
Well,
You show up 8 o'clock, you show up. I work government.
I plead the fifth.
Everybody work government, yeah.
No, you understand? Together we aspire, together we achieve.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no incentive in the public sector. So there wouldn't be, nobody would want to better the system, you know.
But let's start from my institutional level.
Once again,
public sector, you know how it is to fire up over that work in public sector?
That person had to
kill people in front of people.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, to have no...
While peeing on the desk and raping a child.
And lighting a room on fire.
Lighting the government building on fire.
Yeah, something like that.
Then they'll be like, bro, I think you might have lose one.
have a go, man.
And it might probably have a counseling session first at 6 months counseling to go through.
Trust me, I know.
It have no way.
Boy.
I mean, this is men who follow docket work, follow thing.
And this is the thing, Trinidadians, when they go in a public sector, a private sector now, they know how to behave, you know.
Of course.
Once them paying out a certain amount, boy, Trinidadians just be some of the most dedicated workers you will see out there, boy.
I have some brethren
I'm telling you.
who was down here. The most, what's the word? Delinquent?
Lackadaisical?
Yeah. Degenerates. They're not going to work for nothing. They take a little trip across to the United States, dog.
Employee of the month.
So yeah, the flicking day. Every day they coming and overachieving, dog.
No, that's what, when I was in Canada, I take a little thing.
Trini's not shopping.
The man flat out say, if you want to be like the rest of the Trinis, go to back Trinidad.
Yeah.
I
you
come.
can't do that here.
I used to start to reach to work at like an hour early, just waited for. I was like, when I reach back here now, fuck that.
Yeah. No, it's true. So that's
Lateness,
what
man.
Over lunch.
So to the
all
point
kind
of
thing.
this innovative solution to the simp and promiscuous woman issue that we have in our society, our culture, boy, we culture just have one where we just lackadaisical, lethargic, and laid back in our thinking. A lot of people fearful of change.
You know what's the saddest part? We are the what are the most progressive thinking Caribbean countries. So you imagine what going on with the rest.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that is actually true.
Because we I wouldn't say leagues, but we are here a few other countries. So when you go back and think like Cuba like still in 1960s, something.
50s.
Yeah. Grenada is like, however. If you take we back like Grenada, it's like, however.
No, that's some islands where the islanders shut down at 6 o'clock. 6 p.m.
That's why they could be Seventh-day Adventists, because they really believe it's Friday. Hard luck.
Yeah.
See you Sunday. See you Sunday.
But again, so all as well and good boy, doggy boy. But we really far away from having any kind of suitable solution to the problem. What I would think is that I read a book, John Peterson is somebody who has kind of take some, he's go real out of the way sometimes.
Real rabbit holes
Some real rabbit holes, though, but sometimes he's give some nuggets of wisdom. And the 12 rules, the book, the 12 rules.
I saw it, but
all right, so one of the first thing that he's actually say is to make up your bed.
Oh, God.
The
something
people
so simple.
The illiterate ideologues, as I like to call them, the stupid people among us, would argue that, but why? That's something simple, but he usually being, that's a metaphor. Though. See about you first. Everybody had to look inside themselves and start to realize, why really what for my life? Right? And that kind of touching back on the point of masculinity. We have a mandate as men. And
despite what society say.
Yeah, I say this real serious because we not, especially our demographic, men, we're not allowed to show weakness. Anytime you show weakness, it's either a bull man. Yeah.
And it's from a young age too.
Yeah.
Why you crying for by yourself, girl?
And it's the hardest thing now as we grow up to reach out to our brethren and say, dog, I'm going through it by. Or ask for help in that regard.
But then we have a lot of like depression. And anxiety,
and that is what has come out of it, because a lot of men depressed, a lot of men anxious, a lot of men don't know how to function past this frontal cortex being flooded with negative emotion now, boy. And it can't be dealt with the same way we just deal with women's problems. We can't sit down and talk about the feelings like that, because that is not how we actually had to get up and make up your bed, dog. You had to get up and brush your teeth, make up your bed, start the day winning, and continue winning as a snowball effect now. So a lot of men is just be left by the wayside because they tell they go to therapy. But I would argue the therapy don't work, dog.
I think therapy doesn't work.
Therapy don't work for men as much as it's work for women.
I don't think it's work for women either.
I can't say if it's work for women, we need women to tell me.
I don't want extreme cases. Extreme cases.
You get, unfortunately, grape.
Something
that detrimental to your mental well-being, all right, fine.
Yeah, might be able to, certain things I don't think mentally you can bounce back from, like legit. Certain things that happen is just like, that might be you there.
No, but again, that's just why I think it is. And the less we focus as men on helping the younger generation understand, hey, you gotta be a doer of the word rather than saying things.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, you had to actually do things, dog. And in the pursuit of doing these hard things is where you find fulfillment. You see, as a man that's daily running, dog. That is something that's hard. But when you accomplish a flicking 26 miles, and you look back and you say, wait, as a boss, I could really do that. That is where you just get a therapy from now.
What about if somebody just can't find out, don't know what they want to do?
You see, the thing about that is, you keep plugging away at the simple things that you just have to do.
And I
challenge your mind.
I'm not talking about that. I talking about, remember it, like I was saying, like our father's generation. As soon as you born or reach a certain age, it's like, well, you gotta get a job, you gotta do thing, and
this stereotype.
No, you understand what I'm saying? Like them, then so what you wanna do? Unless you have a certain level, that means you was not going to secondary school. You wasn't doing, and you wasn't going to get high educated. So you'd be working in a brick factory, you learning to be a mason, you learning, and that's you there. until you reach, and then your greatest life goal is to get a piece of land,
Yeah.
you get married, and your child might be better off than you.
Yeah.
Now we have a little bit more advent, but then you ask a man what you want to do now, and it's like most of the things we really wanted to do was based on we in watching TV. I wanted to be a judge because I judge Dredd. Or not Renegade. I'm not sure if you know that show, but Renegade.
Yeah, Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah. I wanted to be a judge because he was a judge by day
Right.
and killing like a vigilante at night. I was like, yo, I want to be there.
Dog, I wanted to be Duncan McLeod, dog.
From the clan McLeod.
From the clan McLeod.
You know that? You
I
know?
know.
Nah, boy,
that-
that
Wow.
one, yeah, boy, yeah. Don't listen.
Ask your brother.
All right.
I wanted to be that man. Duncan McLeod, I remember it as Lena's day.
He's immortal now. So
Yeah, he
he
was
he's had a
immortal.
chop off. That's what we want. We wanted to be He-Man.
Like a Deadpool.
Yeah,
no,
well,
like it was
well,
a long story. You have to Google it.
Right.
Google it.
yeah, Google it. Google it.
But what we wanted to be was things that you want to be president of the country. But then how is be that outside of you having to go through the wrongs of political BS
Yeah.
and go through like it
The
have no
bureaucracy and the nepotism. And,
because the first presidents, we say like a George Washington, if you want to be, he had to kill people. People had to die.
Yeah.
He had to fight the American Revolution.
no, to beat any ideology, violence is what is. I mean, America is a hegemony because of the fact that it's the most violent country in the world.
Yeah.
Certain things, like certain jobs. So you want to be an astronaut, you get to see Neil Armstrong. Because that is book called Rocket Boys. Was like them grow up in this minor.
Not Rocket Man.
Nah, Rocket Man was about Elton John.
Elton John. alright.
Rocket Boys. They make a movie on it, October Sky. Jake Gyllenhaal star in it. I was reading that much movie, sorry. Anyway, they in this coal mine, like
Right.
you know them tongues that was just basically producing coal for the country or whatever. That's,
Yeah.
So your father would have just be doing that. You gone grow
And
up
his
to do
father
that,
too.
to do that and just do that.
Yeah.
So this youth man, see as a young age that the shuttle went to the moon.
Right.
And I was like, what the hell is this, yo? I want to figure out that. Them started make freaking rockets. Like figure out how to make, in high school, figure out how to make rocket fuel and thing. When the father was like, stop that shit. You can't do that. You gotta be working up. You gotta be a piece of shit coal miner just like me. So he had to fight the urge and actually had to pursue that dream. And this is why I can't rate men now doing innovation, because at that point in time, he was going to be a coal miner. You know?
He making quantum physics out of sticks and stone.
No, he was making proper rockets and things, but like his physics teacher was, and he so had love.
Yeah.
The aspect of a
Because
rocket.
you get the inspiration.
And it was like in high school. He ended up working for NASA in the end. He and like a couple of partners end up like the first man, like
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a redneck.
He was redneck.
Engineer.
in terms of, and then, but think about it, the flip side now. What we getting propelled to do in terms of this generation, you want to be a rapper. Why? Because it's Gary Gills and his bull, and he's have a gun and like.
Let me localize it, dog. What do the average youth man in Trinidad look up to?
You want to be a rapper?
Artists.
Think about
Artists.
it. I could
A
understand. Like,
Trinidad artist.
Yeah.
we're not pushing young boys, or even that we say go to young women into something. Well, young women getting pushed to do
Of
STEM
course,
and
now
stuff.
young women getting the push
Yeah.
because it's a girls first society, sad to say. But at the end of the day, children are children.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about, youth men, what you really had to look up to as a hero.
What youth men want to do? What you want to do? I'll be a police officer. And then when a police officer, them taken because they're watching TV shows and
Yeah.
Magnum PI, and you shooting behind men. And
then when you end up a police officer, you realizing, but wait, the criminals running the police service.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you want to be a fireman because you're thinking this thing, and then you realize
Firemen,
I put in all my effort into this, and this is a kind of wow, way.
yeah.
Well, I guess what you had to do now, and I guess these were fathers who had to take a role there. They kind of had to inspire their sons in terms of like, look at what he interested in. Because remember, you can't make the mind of a child. You can't make the mind of a child. But what fathers could do is look at the son, look at what he interested in, and push him into that. That is what my dad did for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I would think at the time I was annoyed at it, but I see what he did that was it inspired me in many ways. Like I had a very wild imagination when I was younger, right? Because he would see something I interested in and he would push me in that direction.
Right.
And he would encourage me in it. He would ask me questions about it. That kind of show our interest now. And to me, I think that is a very, very, very important thing in terms of a man growing up now.
The boys, yeah.
Yeah.
But Oh, they for the men who do what they for?
And die the problem, boy.
What the baby mama?
Yeah, boy, die the problem. Because you see, that's something I don't think a woman could actually inspire a youth man with that now. No matter, all right, she might be interested in him doing this, but it do have a male bonding experience. And I think it's an extra chemical. You understand? What does kind of get triggered now, boy? You know?
Because the October Sky movie, I see that one on a plane. I don't even remember where I was going or where I was coming from on a plane at like 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I like physics. And that turned me on physics, like to the point of...
It's an inspirational moment in your life.
And because I didn't understand, as an adult now, I watch it over and read the book and thing, and I was like, I didn't take into concept that them would just be coal miners.
Yeah.
That they didn't want to do any, that it only had that. My grandfather tell my father he wanted to do cricket, and because at that point in time, cricket was a white man's sport.
Yeah.
So you be in India or you be in wherever, you know cricket for fucking you.
Yeah.
Unless you
go and work in
have
UE.
astronomical talent.
Yeah. It'd be exceptional.
Yeah.
And you again fight down. That's why it had this book, this movie, Bended Like Beckham. That was the thing, is that Indian Gillos. You're not going to do nothing in this. So go and wear sorry and shut the F up.
Yeah.
And that's where it had, in that generation, what we know, what you want to do? Well, I want to be a rapper. How do you go support that? Because now with a child now, you can't tell them, bro, you're probably not going to be a rapper, especially now in Trinidad.
And this is where my problem with the red pillars coming, right? Because all right, where's the movement for men? They will say it's the red pill, right? But when we're looking at actionable ways to improve men on a whole, the red pill, to me, and I could be wrong, and this is where we kind of trying to find some understanding and clarity. The red pillars only look at the antithesis, which is the feminism. But they don't really look at fixing what masculinity is. Yeah. I would even argue that it has become so complicated that the red pillars only speak to nerds. I'm a nerd in a sense, right? You are a nerd in a sense. But you also want to look at the reality of the situation, right?
It's besmirch men is the only men who be in the red pill. It's always men who get knocked down. It wasn't men who was like the Prince of Saudi Arabia and came about this shit.
Yeah, again, let me just quote some random statistics, though, some random numbers, right? Because me no scientist. Let me say, out of 100% of the men in the world, in any society, 50% of them is average men. Normal people who could actually just live a functional life. 25% of them is degenerates. Sub-average men, right? And next 20% or next 15% of them is men who can actually hold their own. Right? They, like you say, call them a 7 out of 10. I don't know.
Right?
High value.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right? And then we go into the emperors, and we go into the high value men and the big business and the sports stars and the rappers and the fashion. All
top
these people,
5%.
The top remaining whatever percentage are called up to that, right? That is the degradation or the specification or classification of the men in our society, though.
Right.
The majority of men that the red pill does really take up to is the men on the lower rungs. Because if you're a top man, you really do have time.
Because you don't have any issues.
Okay, see.
But that goes to show that there's a correlation between the amount of resources you're getting in and the amount of how society would reward you.
Here's the thing
right?
with the top guys. The top guys is remain the top guys. I want to say that it's kind of inherited.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, more or
Okay,
less.
use a high, quote unquote, high value. You can name, I can't really name one who's really a self-made man, come from absolute dirt.
Yeah.
But here the T-Fed, though. This is where the T-Fed does come in. The T-Fed here is, right? The rhetoric telling you, hey, you want to do X by Y by Z to get a girl.
Yes.
Right?
You gotta buy her flowers, box of chocolate.
You go and do the X and the Y and Z. Even the red pill man as we talking now. Get your fitness on, get your money up, get your education up.
And she's still coasting.
And she's still, especially based on what the narrative is from I hate to say the word, but a political level. Because it starts at the top and the teacher go from the primary school, go right up, right?
Okay.
The narrative always boils back down to these said women chasing this 5% of man. And they're even worse now with women becoming a little bit more empowered.
And social media.
And social media. So there's a super section of men now who doing the right thing,
And
fighting.
they just get disenfranchised.
And they just getting disenfranchised because your money up to a certain level.
Right.
You might never be able to break into the inheritance of being a top man, right? But you have your money up, you have your fitness up, you have your life in order. And the women that supposed to be women you participating in don't want to have anything to do with you because they're delusionally thinking that they're able to acquire top 5.
Yeah.
And it's a cycle that continuing over and over. And that's different now. So the red pill now pushing men to be this, not really taking them to taking into stock.
They're gonna be lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah, you're pushing them as lamb into the slaughter because these men, when they really reach to the end of the road and they read 100 books and they're flicking, they're running miles every day and they get a better job and they're doing the most. They're still not going and get the reward that was promised in the beginning, which is access to punks.
That was the point. The purpose was always to chase the girl.
Yeah. And that's wrong. That's like
And
a
that
wrong
to me what
approach.
the red pill doing now, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know. You get your life purpose, whatever, but then really and truly, your life
It's
purpose
really
is
to
really
have
to get the
sex.
girl.
access to vagina.
Yeah.
And when you look at the so-called top 5%, their purpose is not really to have access to the vagina because it naturally is so that the vagina
it come into
run
them.
into them.
I don't have to run it up.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
So I think the inverse should really be taught to men
Right.
is that this might sound controversial, but forget about the pussy dog. Absolutely forget about it. Stop cold approaching women. Stop walking up in bars and trying to pull a girl.
Don't try the morning, hey morning.
Yeah, stop morning in them.
Simp behavior.
Yeah, right?
The very thing you're trying to run from you will become.
Target these men from that point of view.
Yeah.
Tell them there is no reward to have in trying to impress women. Right?
Impress yourself.
Impress yourself, dog. And you would
The
start
women
seeing-
will come. They will come. It's a byproduct of success.
I could kind of even argue, even a fellow who have lower aspirations and he ain't trying to be the emperor. You know what? He trying to be employee of the month for CPAP.
Yeah,
Or
nothing
whatever.
wrong with that.
But like he's get complete joy and actual joy in it.
Yeah.
It's like you sorry I lose that thing. It's like, dog, when I watch you street after I fucking clean it,
Yeah.
I just watch her and say, I do that.
Yeah.
And he proud of that.
Yeah.
It's our women who watch us like, why this man unbreakable? Why can't
There used to be women who, even though it was still modern women, there used to be women who would admire that and chase that.
Yeah.
There used to be a class of women who do that. Now, even the lows, the fours and fives,
Yeah.
looking
you
up
don't,
and...
you don't want 4s and 5s in looks or like character?
Okay, so when I consider a
Holistically.
4 or 5, it is be a holistic thing now, boy. Right?
That's
Because it
nobody
have real wetties
That have no integrity.
that they IQ like
Yeah, boy.
goldfish
Yeah, boy.
and they really have no character.
Yeah, boy.
You know? The most you could do with that girl is dislike her.
No, you can't even have sex with her because she's horrible at that as well.
The most you could do is sit down and deal with... I'm not saying this is all women. Have some of them.
Yeah.
They're pretty as the finest sunlight.
Yeah, boy.
But
Nah, you're talking serious thing there.
but when you sit down and you talk
And
to
they
her,
just do so.
and you see the kind of degenerate thoughts that she
Yeah.
will act on, you're saying, but how I could stick my prick inside of you?
I tell her about the girl. When I went to the date with a girl, I was like,
No, but you see, these where we had to educate men to identify situations like that now. And these where men had to take custody of the penis, dog.
That's the problem.
Men had to take custody. We had to take custody. No, I fall for it too. All of these men,
Every
we know,
man, dog,
we
every
know
man.
the flesh is weak, right? We outside
Is he
there, we
quoting
know
the
the
Bible,
flesh
eh?
weak.
is he quoting the Bible? Eh?
They put up here, so.
Yeah, I quote a small thing there. But no, but it's true, right? The flesh is weak, right? But what I noticed in my life, and think the more I took custody of my tool,
Of course.
is the more I realized like my life heading in a certain direction,
Yeah.
a positive direction. I know it's funny about it. The more I took custody of my tool, is the more woman I get.
But he wasn't
It's
doing it for
simple,
women.
dog.
He wasn't doing it for women.
You know
if
what
you're
you-
doing it for women, you lose the point.
Yeah.
You know what you do,
yeah.
dog?
What is that?
You became the architect of your life. You became a designer of your life.
Yeah.
You had agency. It's like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a man. Do the opposite to what the Android market was doing.
All right.
He was actually looking at the end user in mind and saying, how I going to create something that going to take these fools and make them enjoy this experience.
These people who don't know what to
Who
use a
don't
computer
know how to use a blasted computer.
and make it.
And make it the simplest, most effective design that Apple right now is the number one company, design company.
Yeah.
User interface.
User
Yeah,
interface,
yeah,
right?
'cause-
Number one.
Yeah.
And that's because he look at it as, let me orchestrate or be the architect or something that could take away all these people's problems.
Yeah.
So what you do now is basically design a way to take away all the issues that's becoming at you.
Yeah.
So you became naturally that thing that make women be like, I want to use this or I want to interact with this. As opposed to you be like the Android and they come in with all the so-called signs.
Yeah.
You know, that's free. That's why Android ended up because
Yeah.
it was free software.
Yeah.
Right.
Open source.
So
Open
yeah,
source,
you take information from this one, take information from that one, and you take this one information and that one. You try to build yourself into this hybrid of a man
Yeah.
who not really authentic and trying to design what's the best thing for you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And now you're looking at yourself like, well, look how much thing I do.
Yeah.
Oh God,
But,
man.
but the viruses were coming with that too.
Exactly.
You understand? Slow down your operating system.
We're going with the red pill movement, or everybody becoming replicas of like one of the masters.
One of the top men.
One of the, in terms of, let me say, yeah, they're following Fresh and
And
Fit,
Tate.
they're following Tate, they're following whoever. That exact phenomenon, if it had this book called The Game. I tell you, read The Game, because it was like, it's a book about how to pick up women, but then it's like basically how the Bible, the first 5 books, they gave the rules, and then the stories that follow.
Right.
Okay, this is how they went off everything. So it gives you basically how to pick up women, and then when you start to pick up women, you start to realize NPCs started to sprout.
Of course.
Man, it had like, this was in the 90s, so it didn't know, it barely had internet, that email and thing, but
Right.
not like how the internet is now.
All right.
The fella named Neil Strauss, and he's saying, I just really wanted that girlfriend and that kind of stuff. But then the same thing, build yourself, wherever. When he actually built it now, he started to realize this man, like, they had a mansion called Project Hollywood, named after Project
Right.
from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Project
Brad
thing.
Pitt and them.
Yeah. So they started to have seminars how to pick up girls, wherever. But then they realizing every day these men will go down to bars, pick up girls, but then it's not bullying them. It's just, yeah, we pay. And you're hyping the men up to go and track girls to get through or get a number, and then it doesn't actually fall
Materialize into
anything. And every day is the same thing. Tell you where they was tracking girls get so saturated with the same information. So you come and pick up a girl. So what's your sign? Let me guess, you're going to say this? And she already know what you're going to say because everybody's saying the same shit.
Yeah.
That's how it went on now with the red pill movement.
And every talking point that comes out because these females, oh gosh, these human beings.
We watching the same shit.
They watch the same, the algorithm pushing the same thing to you. So a woman here and this over and over. Oh, you think this high value man thing is so popular?
Kevin Samuels, I would say.
Kevin Samuels?
Kevin really
Yeah,
make it.
Kevin actually pushed that into
But when I took what Kevin Samuels did, and again, he is one of the ones I would respect out of the red pill, but at the same time, what he did was not take into consideration.
Was he red pill though? That's what I
Guys,
said.
you see, the thing is that red pill people adopted Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Or like a Patrice O'Neal. You know Patrice?
I don't know that one.
Like a fat comedian. This fat comedian.
He passed
Wait,
away.
I think yes, I know the name. I
And
know the
all
name.
these talk,
Yeah.
you have a whole song. I wait until we get some like feminists on the show to
Yeah.
to sing this song. But so when he's saying certain things, it was prevalent now. What he's saying quite back in 2008, whatever. What he was saying back then.
You know what the man was doing? He wasn't saying that you had to become a high value man. He was just reporting on what exists.
Right.
He was saying it have men
Yeah.
who, respected by their peers, have the money, have the looks,
Yeah.
have all the influence, and these are high value men. These are the men that all the same women who say all this and that and what will end up licking these men's shoes.
Yeah.
Literally.
You miss career woman, you miss bad bitch, whatever. You are going to run behind that man and allow him, like how I see Kevin Gates had a pregnant woman on his stage, dog.
Are you spitting him out?
Yeah, allowing this
So
man to
my
spit in
pregnant-
him out.
So my pregnant
Yeah,
child
yeah,
mother.
jail she
Most likely
right
it's not
now.
child. It's my baby mama because I ain't married.
That's a jail she dog. That's a crime.
So he's spitting into him. My girl mouth. But
Yeah.
Kevin Gates is control the broads, eh?
Yeah,
But I don't want to control my broad.
that's a crime.
More pregnant broad.
That's a crime. And he was just reporting on, in a way, human nature.
Right.
So he telling women, hey, you talking this, you talking that, but you should have stayed with your child father. Because I'm the only man who you really and truly should be with. You have a child, the best chances of your offspring and whatnot to survive and whatever is with this man. You make your choice, you lie down in your bed. Don't come and not
Make
hold
it
accountability.
society's problem.
And make it
No, and that
everybody
is what
else's
Kevin
problem.
Samuels was kind of pushing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always was pushing that. It was like the best chance you have. Because, it's 35, you're a treacher and you're on the market.
Come
You're
on.
back on the market.
Work
Your
these
best
statistics.
chance, your best chance are actually,
And that
Yeah,
if
not
you
bad. Yeah.
up to that woman now to take the advice or hang up the flicking phone.
yeah.
You know? So again, this red pill thing, men
It imploded. Because
And-
it's like the bubble gum
As,
burst.
no, as with everything, you're a hero until when
Never
they say
meet
you live
you.
long enough to become the villain.
Or
Yeah.
is the gold rush? Is the next gold rush? So you're running down. You know who make any money? Who make the money in the gold rush? The men who are selling shovels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody running down, they go, nah, this is how you get the deal. This is how you get the deal. I was like, no, I have the best way to get the deal. Come follow me. They selling the shovels. You running down this BS.
And all that to come back to the point of it was always inside our head.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't.
Pause. But anyway.
Whoa.
It was always maybe you're not designed to be that. Maybe you're designed to just go to work.
Well,
Be the
remember,
best.
society still need those NPCs. Huh?
Yeah, it have NPCs. And you see the problem with that NPC who don't know there is an NPC?
Is they dangerous?
That's a dangerous
that's
person.
a
dog.
dangerous NPC. Dog. Well, dangerous person.
First, yeah, that's a dangerous president because that person thinking that they can be more than they are and really incapable of doing so is going to lead other NPCs completely astray.
Yeah.
Suppose no, and on top of that, most of the people that we see in flexing on social media, what are realizing is all smokes and mirrors.
There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, dog.
So you see a man next to the Lambo and it's like, that's nice car. He probably rent that for the day. But yeah, the thing is like, yeah, but you have a car, but you ain't
Make it till
What
they
I
make it.
would say though is we had to always bear in mind that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, dog. Always. So these men might have a insatiable want to help men, you know.
I don't believe that though.
Might. I say might. I'm going out on a limb here, dog. Hear him out. If it's a man talking these red pill talking points, in some way or shape or form, you want to see a better society for men. In
Fair
some
argument.
way.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is always boiled back down to their intention behind it. So why you telling a man have multiple women when you know for a fact the majority of men can't deal with multiple women, dog?
Yeah.
The vast majority. Can't even deal with two.
Can't deal with one.
Can't even deal with one.
And I'm not talking about you can't mind you, nothing like that. We talking about just how to live with her.
Just put on the rules, make sure you stay in your masculine frame. And you fighting up to do it with one. You're bringing on the next one to do what? Make them destroy it because that's what's happening. No? Majority of men who play that game and try to have multiple women just get destroyed.
Yeah.
It's come, the bubble is burst.
Yeah, it is. It started to take a toll on you.
Because-
I think last podcast I said that same thing.
Yeah.
It started to take a toll on you after a while. Like all the glam and all the thing, yeah, you get to show off to your friends that, yeah, boy, I real bitches, boy. So. It started to take a toll on you.
Because you're not
Yeah.
in that space to make them do the work.
Yeah.
You doing all the work.
You're doing all the
to
work.
get
Yeah,
a woman.
yeah.
And that's not the way it's
And I
supposed to
don't, you shouldn't be working so hard to
be.
get
You're not supposed to be working so hard, dog.
We used to say this. If you're using too much effort to get a girl, probably she's not for you.
Yeah.
Like I don't regardless if she wet or whatever, but like you put in, I find
And you just know when I get like, you know.
no, I'm not saying I'm not in believing in romance, but I'm talking about a good time, a cool vibe. I want to say a vibe in terms of you only get cool all your mesh. It like it effortless, or it can
I know what
hang.
you're looking for.
It can always just hang out with each
Every
other,
time.
and it cool.
And this is the truth, no truth. I
Not
would
feeling like
in
a
my
choke.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I interact with a female on that level, is because she chased me.
And typically, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Every girl I
agree
have
with-
tracked, I like for some reason I never get through. With.
Yeah.
Like when I say,
It's
let me go on a date, let me do this.
Yeah, these women just come at me. Well, used to. Yeah. No, but to be
Being
honest, like
politically correct.
these they chase, and that is what does actually make it more enjoyable as a man. Because you're now starting to feel some value.
Yeah.
When you want to be doing all this chivalry and buying flowers and let me take you out on a date and that,
That's-
no, because
that's
society.
commercialized.
No, but I think it's because society has changed as well. Because I think, or I believe, long time that was a thrill for men.
yeah,
You understand?
Old men usually
Because
going on dates.
But
no. But you see, I think back then the woman's psychology was different back then, in a sense where
Okay, mo.
they would appreciate when the gestures,
Yeah,
you understand?
yeah.
They
The
wouldn't
feminism was
yeah,
there.
it was there.
Well,
So they would have
femininity.
femininity. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And so it was there. So they would have genuinely appreciated those gestures, the flowers, the opening cards, they would genuinely have appreciated those things.
But that's
And men would have genuinely get back the response from them.
The sex.
Well,
The sex.
no, oh God, that is part of it. But in terms of they genuinely would have gotten back some return ROI, return on investment.
yeah. Some
on it.
reciprocation.
Yeah, and they would have gotten pumped up by that. You know?
Man laughing at the ROI.
Nah, I hear that because I have a book called The Book of Numbers.
Oh,
That's why I had, like, I didn't know what ROI was. Nah. It's like a book, a red pill book about doing the numbers and you take it out of Gila. So I thought you read that.
No.
So I'm not necessarily against the red pill. I just have issues with the direction or the intention of the information or the messaging.
It does not bring men and women together.
And
that is our
what we
problem.
need.
Yeah. That's
No.
true.
If it's a man who want to have multiple women, I think you're supposed to know what that comes with. Right? And not just go into it blindly thinking, well, let me just get real money and I'll have real girls. That's not what it is.
You don't do that was our girl. It's like a full-time responsibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about it in Pokemon, and you're allowed to send out 1, 2 at most.
Yeah,
You have to put it in the next 4 in your pocket. You can't play with them.
So the thing about it is
Pokemon references.
we're talking about these emperors and these kings and whoever, who people in a certain level in society, top 5%.
Right.
Nothing wrong with not being in the top 5%, you know. Because according to a wise man, Biggie Smalls, the more money you come across, the more problems. The more power you have is the more fight you go and get.
But then again, if you could run a country, I think you could get more. I think you like I think Uncle Keith could get like a 2-3 boots.
Uncle Kita, I don't know.
Well, he should be allotted. He should be allotted 2-3. And
Well, let's bring him on issue.
No, like, one day when he come with our politics game, we could talk.
When he jump on the game.
No, but interestingly enough, that you say that in the Bible, because I always try to
Do a little reference, yeah.
Specifically, polygamy was, or polygyny. Polygyny was allowed, except for kings. It was strictly against the commandments of God for a king to have multiple wives.
I wonder why.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like if you when you get a king, in Deuteronomy, like kings can have multiple wives.
So about King Solomon and them
Yeah,
fellas
it was on shit.
And King David and thing too.
Was on shit. Well, King David puppy dog to dead to bully man wife.
But God did still love of them men, you know.
No, but my point
God
is,
love of them,
a
man.
regular guy like you and me, because once you can afford it, you can get the wife.
Right.
But like the head of state, the king can't get her.
Right.
The freaking high priest only was supposed to get virgins.
Okay.
Virgins were allotted to high priests.
Right.
Kings, one wife. It was strange rules. So you want to enjoy the benefits, because the point of it is the king not supposed to enjoy the benefit of the land. He's supposed to be a servant or the greatest servant for the public now.
I would have never guessed that.
You would swear that the man was enjoying it. No, but it wasn't for the king.
Oh, so
And when King David or Saul get instituted as the first king,
Yeah.
God warned them, it's like, yo, whatever king will get, he is going to reap you of all your stuff. You're going to take a tenth of your shit. Or whatever. And he said, we don't care, we just want a king. And then he tell Samuel, he says, Samuel, it's not that they reject you, they reject me. I just have a good enough king for it. I'm not looking to get nothing from Ole like that. Just do a little sacrifice, whatever, yada. So think about that. He had a state, one wife.
Well, I mean, going right back down to humans, dog. Coming right back down to Trinidadians. In this country, dog, with the narratives, the rhetoric being the way it is between men and women, women don't respect men.
Yeah.
Off the bat. They have no respect there, right? They don't even respect the older men in society.
They definitely don't respect the older men in society.
That dead.
Oh, my father used my phone.
Yeah. And I'm not going to be stupid like my grandmother and them to be taken home and whatever. Yet still, the highest prevalence of people owning is women.
No?
Yeah.
But I'm more women than men.
Well, I mean, that's again.
No, but I think more women than men. How you end up holding so much?
No, because there's only a small percentage of men getting only women.
Look at Ziggy. Look at we dog Ziggy.
Yeah,
we dog
boy.
Ziggy making niggas get stray bullets.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
And he bullet a man wife.
Yeah, boy. Ziggy the friend. Though.
And the problem here is, right, the delusion exists because a woman marry a man because she know in her heart that they're on the same level. She knows this. What goes on is that social media and the feminism and wherever other people, even men simping and becoming male feminists, push that narrative that she could become or attain better than she really is. And that same Ziggy, not paying any bill fare.
Oh, no, he isn't.
He not standing any liability for your life.
The most I found out about the individual is he really likes roulette machines.
He basically makes you use the resources of the person you actually love as a woman and give it to him.
And then you out here looking to kill somebody in 3 o'clock in the morning.
That same man who looking to kill, if he were to get the privileges that Z gets, which is his wife bends over backwards for him, he'd have be in a happier place.
You will not be out looking to kill a man, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Problem here comes with his masculinity was long gone.
Yeah.
But the question is, would he have gotten these signs? The signs of
Yeah, you got these signs
that
for
no,
sure.
and not she getting horny, no, but like maybe she's not the one. I know a guy. Black like tar. Real black.
Yeah.
Like black like a Jay-Z. You're not marrying a woman. From when he met her, she said, I want to marry a white man. He's still married.
Now, yeah, come on, dog.
And
Well,
no,
I mean-
no, you know, I don't want to get into the specifics. If
Yeah.
you know, you know. But I don't want to get into specifics, but he married and she thunder in the ass.
Brimstone and fire.
Brimstone and fire.
Man, let's see the signs of.
Yeah, but we just ignore it because I think the men and them think that the car, once they leave a relationship, the car do better. The car get an next one.
Scarcity mindset.
That is it.
Or-
Yeah.
You ever see Casino? I know it's always had a reference to a book or a movie. Casino. Sam Rothstein.
Right.
That whole operation, they was ripping off a casino mafia shit.
Right.
The whole operation come down because of one woman. Sharon Stone character. De Niro say, he know all the, that's exactly the way he say, I know all the rumors, I hear what she was. She gave us a prost doing whatever, but I don't give a fuck. I Sam Rothstein. I could change it.
Yeah.
See that ego thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty men is like, yeah, I know she a banner.
Yeah, but I could put on our country and she could love off.
But I know my prick is the
Movies.
best prick ever. And they go cheat. Your prick, after she prick, taking pricks and she's 9 years
Yeah.
old, you would change it.
Movies, that's what it is.
And that's what's going on. Ego thing. You let me say you would take a nice little red curly hair girl. And there's 2 guys say, well, I say, I don't know. Think, but she iron big head Bazie.
Yeah, yeah.
I
She
said,
had
no
Twigs.
matter.
Twigs.
Yeah.
She watching my dog Twigs and saying,
I say,
I like skinny man.
and he was like, what? I bet that I run 6 miles.
Yeah, yeah.
I run, he should. And then I just unnecessarily like,
You can never worry more than me. Then, of course.
yeah.
You
You
get
can't
humble.
make,
You get
yeah,
humble.
yeah.
You
So
get
men
humble.
trying to make women like them, force them to like them.
Yeah.
All them things just come from that illusion that we spreading across the land.
Yeah.
It coming out from the music, it coming out from the elders, it coming from everywhere. That even now, like the holidays, Valentine's Day, them kind of madness, something like that, really pushing you down a road as a man to
That was
give
a
up your
song
value.
called, that was a song called I'll Drink Your Bath Water back
Yeah,
in
them kinda slackness, though.
1970s.
What the hell?
Like,
Like
I'll
to-
drink your bath.
them thing is criminal activities though.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
I'll drink your bath water.
No, I tell you, them thing is criminal activities.
I wouldn't even drink my own bath water, boy.
Like, all right, something as simple as this one here controversial though. You see that bam bam sucking thing though?
Oh.
That-
Boy, that is. Yeah.
I remember.
Oh.
I remember.
When I bring she back to the show, I actually bought that.
I
You know what
remember
I'm
men
talking
used
about?
to course
The suck.
to talk about that. No, men proudly.
Yeah.
No, that's just a Conalingus was a.
Men proudly speaking on, but I just real suck bottom dog. I was like, when, boy? When this thing change? When this thing change?
See, because society becoming so overstimulated and over-sexualized, like it's like the next thing, and the next thing might be jumping off a building and landing on a woman and that kind of thing. I tell you, because it becoming so sexualized and
Yeah,
everything.
up the
so,
ante.
Yeah,
From
you
the
gotta
last step.
because you see, this is the thing that is desire. I remember I actually went to church yesterday, right?
Where's gonna be a face like that?
No. I went to church far from a very long time now. I didn't go for a while, which is bad on my part. I doesn't like to
Dog.
go without my church for so long now.
Nobody judging you, yeah, though.
Yeah.
He's a
But-
heathen, but he's a.
But no.
Satan.
But the priest was saying something along the lines of when you have desire, it have desire and it have the things that you need to fulfill that desire.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the things that you need to fulfill is the desire itself is infinite. But the things that you could get to try and fulfill desire is finite.
Yeah.
Right? And he say, because those two things not lining up, you will always want, if you're not satisfied with yourself, you will always want more. You will always
Yeah,
want things.
yeah.
And it do not have enough things in this world
To feel that.
to fill that void.
Because it's a void.
Because it is a void and it's a black hole.
Yeah.
So that stemming from this whole sexual thing where your sexual desire is being fueled and it will continue going up and up and up and it do have enough things to fulfill it. So
Oh, sure.
especially as men, if we end, the quicker we get to the bottom of that problem, is the better it will be for us because we will keep chasing waterfalls now, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see why.
You really do that? You really do that way?
No, I don't know if I use it correctly, but chaser, if you know what I mean.
You know what we talk about? We say chasing water for the song.
No. Well, I know the song.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
no, I know the song, but it's still a saying.
No, but
like,
it's true.
Yeah.
Is it true that at the end of the day, like you're right, you can't fulfill all the desires, dog. You're always going to be wanting more.
Because
That's
they don't
human
have enough
condition.
things in the world to fulfill it.
Bible again. Covetousness is idolatry.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Covetousness.
Full circle.
Covetousness when you
Always
want.
one more.
Yeah.
And that's
want,
literally
want.
the 10th one. Thou shalt not covet. Don't want.
Yeah, wait, that's different. Boy.
No,
See?
you
So
see, and
that-
that is where they start to realize, it's a fulfillment inside of my mental.
Yeah.
You can literally be happy. Well, I don't like to use that word happy because as an emotion.
Yeah. Fulfill.
Fulfillment is where you could start to look at your circumstances and say, hey, I always had enough all along.
Yeah.
The only thing you should really want, I think, is freedom,
And-
liberty, and true. What is Declaration of Independence, freedom, liberty, and thing for all,
Yeah.
except the blacks and the Hispanics and the natives.
The chief of
Yeah, the
Solomon
chief
and
of selling
things.
man.
Yeah. But we touch on a lot tonight, and the point I'm making is that we could hop and hop,
Yeah.
go on, until that big fat woman on top of the hill started ball out. You understand?
Fat lady sings.
Yeah. And we always gonna come back to the main point. You gotta make up your bed, dog.
Yeah.
Back to square one.
Back to
That's
square
the
one.
square one, yeah.
Every day you had to fight it as if it's a new day. But remember, because this is a message to all the youth men, anybody who might be listening, going through a little flicking rough time, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Remember, you always have it. I'm going to say inside it, but that's a possible one. Right? You always have what it takes, dog. And stop looking and listening for people to tell you it's your remedy.
And if
you have
you-
to find that
I
remedy
would
inside.
say,
Yeah, it's
if
an
you-
internal thing.
We went on final words?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say if your girl owning you and you're really going through that depression and you're looking to kill somebody, this is the point in time you should stop. This is not no joke thing. You should stop. Doctor, maybe I should not be with this girl.
Yeah.
You might really
Walk
have to get,
away,
because if you're looking to commit murder, commit
Walk away,
suicide,
walk away,
commit
walk
thing,
away.
this is things you had to really actively. This might be one of the most serious things I ever talk about. You might have to cut your ties with that girl.
Walk away,
Yeah.
dog. Walk
Because
walk away,
she
walk
not
away.
that really.
And you know what is interesting? Even, okay, let me say he carry out that murder. He get catch, obviously, right?
Yeah.
That same woman,
Go on, be bullet next
you
one.
know she's still going to be bullying her next man regardless, right?
Yeah,
So you would have locked up your life. You understand? Boy, I don't show you for let just real quick before we finish. I don't show you for let's saw this video circulating about 6 months ago where this man wanted to jump off the bridge in Edinburgh 500 and sugar on us. So
Nobody.
somewhere there. A man, yeah, boy, a man, he say, boy, my wife on my boy. I go and jump off. I go and jump off the bridge. It's somewhere down there.
I feel I
I'm
know
not
that
sure.
bridge though, but yeah.
I'm not sure if it's Edinburgh. It's somewhere
I
there.
never see
Somewhere
that
there,
one.
right?
I never see that one, yeah.
Somewhere there, boy. And the man was say, boy, I go and jump off the bridge, boy. I go and jump off. And I set out like bystanders that was holding back the man and they tried to get him in a car and that kind of thing. And one of the men who was standing by, he say, what's something? If you kill yourself there, you know she's still gonna be bullying her next man, right?
And she feel
and you
nothing
know what?
about
And you know what is interesting? When he hear that, only reeling up, he reel up. When he hear that, for like about 10 seconds, he
Think
stopped, you
about
know.
Yeah.
You could see he was processing what was just now said now.
Because
Yeah.
you killing yourself,
Because
helping her.
exactly, and you could see, so it shows that the very fundamental neuron that strike there.
Yeah.
It showed that you could get through to this man.
Yeah.
You understand? So men who feeling it, as you correctly say,
Who really going through
who really
it?
going through it to us, take a deep look at yourself, boy, and analyze your life and understand that, dog, life will continue without you, you know.
Taking
You
a
understand?
life and taking your life for that
Yeah.
that thing.
But
I
that,
have one
yeah,
serious-
life can continue normal, dog.
Three
Don't do
serious
that.
things to say.
Yeah.
3 serious things. Life is built on inverse. How 50 say it? Joy wouldn't be so good if it wasn't for pain.
Yeah.
That had to be easy because life is
It's
hard.
hard, yeah. A big one.
The more you struggle, is the more you just find joy. But you got to choose your struggle, though.
Yeah.
That is basically what it is. You see, if you
I
don't
think the
choose
word
your
is
struggle-
you should accept your struggle.
yeah, acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
And go into your struggle head first, knowing that this is what it is about.
yeah.
So any hardship or you're facing out there, dog, accept it. Accept that this is going to make life much better in the future.
In the long run, yeah. But
Yeah.
you had to go through it. It had no way around it.
Right? So, brother,
Yeah.
you have any final words?
Now we'll more or less sum up what we talked about today. in terms of, you manage your emotions. This is about emotional management, and part of it being a masculine male is emotional management. Right? I was talking earlier on how you had to manage your sexual desires as a man.
Yeah.
Because when you start to manage that, things has become way more clear, and you just get more benefits from it in the long run. But it does take, I know it's very difficult. You might real like this girl, you might real think, you feel real passionate, but manage your emotions, boy. We all fall short, but we had to keep trying, boy.
It's true. It's true.
Understand? So,
No, I don't do my life. Don't do my life.
All right, so you know the usual. Do good every time and good will follow.
Patreon.
Be out.
be inside.